Mrs. Hassina Sherjan, welcome to our forum.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So you are a founder and CEO of Aid Afghanistan for Education. So you talked about refugee camps in Pakistan during the panel. In few words, could you precise us what's the nature of your work with refugee camps in Pakistan?
We're no longer working in refugee camps in Pakistan. That was something that we did during the factional war in Afghanistan. So since we couldn't go inside to work, it was between 1996 and 1999 when I in fact went into Afghanistan and established some 5 underground clandestine schools for 250 girls. The nature of our work now, since 2001 when I moved back to Afghanistan, is to educate the marginalized Afghans, those who didn't have access to education during the years of war or don't have access to education right now, because you can only enter first grade if you're 9 years of age, up to 9 years of age. So we basically educate those who are left out of the formal education system. And also if you're a girl and you get married and you haven't finished your high school yet, and you're in 10th or 11th or 12th grade, it happens every minute in Afghanistan. Girls get married when they're 15 years old. They are not, based on the Ministry of Education's policy, they're not allowed to sit in classrooms to finish their high school and get their diploma. Before the Ministry of Women's Affairs became a ministry, there was a program in Afghanistan for these girls who could continue in this other place. But right now there's nothing for them. So we basically provide education for this group of people who still wish to have their high school diploma and continue their higher education or work, because having a high school diploma opens up doors for them. At least they can go work as a receptionist or in an NGO as in the offices or do something. But without that diploma, they wouldn't be able to do anything. And we also support, our current program is we have 3,000 female students in 9 provinces, and we have 104 boys. However, we do wish to expand the schools not only for boys, to have more boys, but to expand the program throughout the country to offer it for millions of people.
During the panel, you raised also some concerns about the literacy in Afghanistan, and you said that there is 80% of literacy, and the system didn't really provide some important results, the previous system. So what are your tasks in this issue, so to find some solutions for that?
The Ministry of Education has a department for literacy. I don't believe that we should only focus on, I think literacy should only be for older people who don't really care about having a high school diploma or to further their education, but to be able to read so that they can at least, when they go to the doctor or they go to a beauty shop or they go to find something, so that they can read the signs. But what we do is not a literacy program. This is a full school program. They graduate, they study 12 years within 8 years with us. We don't have 4 months of holidays in the wintertime. Afghanistan have gone through 40 years of war. There's no need to have 4 months off every year because they forget everything they learned already. And besides, we've had too many years of no education. So we don't really use the literacy books, which is a whole separate book outside of the curriculum that the Ministry of Education has. We use the Ministry of Education curriculum, and the literacy department is for really older people who just want to be able to read a sign or to know where they're going.
So our last question, what are the perspectives of Afghanistan for education in 2014?
What do you mean, what are the perspectives?
What are you
Right now, we're kind of Currently, we have a huge pressing issue, and that's funding. Because funding that was coming from USAID stopped in March of 2013. So for the past 10 months, we have not paid salaries of 256 teachers. And this is the most important thing for me right now, to make sure that, because our teachers couldn't imagine not coming to work, we didn't force them to work, but they wanted to come and teach because they couldn't imagine sending 3,000 students home. And now it's my responsibility to make sure that we're going to have money, that they will get paid. So once that is taken care of, I think the focus will be on expanding the programs, not only to have the government to take part of the responsibility, because this is a huge program. It's not a small project that we can close. So I'm hoping that eventually the program will become part of the Ministry of Education program, and then we will be managing it and running it for as long as they need us to do that.
Thank you, Hassina Sherjan, for answering our questions. Thank you.